Welcome back to the American Family Survival Network. I'm Jeffrey Snipes, your host. This is part one of two, Hydration for the Apocalypse, How to Store Water for Long-Term Emergencies, brought to us by myfamilysurvivalplan.com and written by Brett and Kate McKay. Let's imagine a not too unrealistic scenario. A big storm and earthquake hits your town. It's a certifiable quakenado. Your house is spared structural damage, but the power and water are out. According to news reports, the grid is down in your area and several water mains are broken. Conservative estimates are that it will take crews at least a week to get water service back on. Would you have enough water in your home for you and your family to last until the water came back? Or if you live in the Southwest, would you have enough in a situation where your city just plain run out of water? How much water do I need? The general rule of thumb is that you'll need 1 gallon of water per person per day. Half a gallon is used for drinking and the other half is used for hygiene. That number will go up depending on a whole host of factors. If you live in a hot climate or have pregnant or nursing women in your group, you'll want to store more water. So the question becomes, how many days without water should you prep for? Well, that depends on how prepared you want to be for varying degrees of disaster. FEMA recommends that everyone have enough water to last 3 days should your regular water source be disrupted. 3 days of water should be enough to get you through the periods of water shutoff or contamination that can happen during natural disasters like earthquakes, tornadoes, and ice storms. 3 days is a good starting point, but even during run-of-the-mill disasters, water access can be down for much longer than that. After spending hours reading prepper blogs and forums, it seems the general consensus is that you should have at least 2 weeks worth of water on hand. So for a single person, that's 14 gallons of water. For a family of 4, that would mean you'd need 56 gallons of water. Whether you decide to go above and beyond the 2-week minimum is up to you. For lots of people, finding space in their home or apartment to store enough water for 2 weeks is a stretch, so trying to find room for a month might not be in the cards. Though with a bit of creativity, you'd be surprised how you can arrange things in your house to make room for large amounts of water and food storage. Even if space isn't an issue, the upfront cost for long-term water storage can be prohibitively expensive. My recommendation would be to start off with the 2-week supply and slowly build up to larger amounts as space and money becomes available. Right now I have about a month's worth of water for my family. This is according to the author. The funny, scary thing about prepping is that it can become a weird obsession. Once I filled my 2 55-gallon barrels with water, I immediately wanted more. Now I'm shooting for a year's supply. Have I turned into a crazy SHTF prepper? Just a touch. I better get busy burying 42 school buses underground. Obviously, that's some kind of joke. Long-term water storage solutions. So you've decided to start building your emergency water supply. You'll need a safe container in which to store it. The general guideline is to use food-grade plastic bottles. You can also use glass bottles so long as they haven't stored non-food items. Stainless steel is another option, but you won't be able to treat your stored water with chlorine as it corrodes steel. Finally, no matter what you store your water in, make sure you can seal it. You don't want any bacteria or other contamination mucking up your drinking water. Below we highlight several water storage options. The 2-week water storage options: store-bought bottled water. The easiest but slightly more expensive way to reach your water storage quota is to simply buy prepackaged bottled water. It's clean, well sealed, and comes in food-grade plastic bottles. Plastic sucks, but bottled water is highly portable, which comes in handy if you need to bug out. Plastic water bottles will also not break if they fall, for example during an earthquake or a bumpy journey to a bug-out location. This is a great option if you have limited space in your home or apartment. Just buy a bunch of packages and store them under beds. For example, one 35-count package of Crystal Geyser spring water, one of the best quality waters available anywhere, provides about 4.6 gallons. That's enough water to last one person 4 days. If you want 2 weeks of water, you just need 4 packages. Empty soda, water, Gatorade bottles. If you're on a budget, you can just refill empty soda, water, Gatorade bottles with water from your tap. Just make sure to thoroughly clean the bottles first using this process. 5 to 7 gallon water jugs. If you're a regular camper, you might already have a few of these in your garage. They're made from sturdy food-grade plastic. The plastic is usually a dark blue, which restricts light and helps prevent algae growth. I think the blue is also to remind you that, hey, this is for water only. The jugs are typically stackable, so they make for easy storage even in the tightest of spaces. Their smaller size also makes for easy transport in case you need to leave your home base. In part 2, we're going to go over 1 month or more water storage options. Folks, please remember to go to the American Family Survival Store for all your family's emergency and survival needs. Remember, protect and safeguard your family. God bless, and fear not.